Hello students and welcome back to English Ambition, and I'm Kakuli ma'am, and today I am doing a very interesting chapter from Snapshots called Albert Einstein at School. Now this chapter is an extract from the biography of Albert Einstein by Patrick Pringle, and in this chapter, or I should say from this chapter, we get to see two very important things. Number one, what were Albert Einstein's experience when he was in school in Germany? Number two, which is more important, I think, what was his ideas about education? It's very important because we know Albert Einstein as the great scientist or greatest physicist after Newton, and we know only about him in that respect. We do not know much about him as a thinker, okay, as what he thought about education was. Means most of us, though he has beautiful essays and he has given beautiful lectures on the meaning and the true essence of education, but common people, students, do not know much about it. So from this chapter, we get to see that what he thought should be true education and what were his experiences when he was in a school in Germany. Okay, so let's begin. Now, as the chapter begins, we find that Albert Einstein is in the class, in the history class, and the history teacher, Mr. Braun, asks him certain question. Let's see what it is. He says, in what year, Einstein, did the Prussians defeat the French at Waterloo? A very, very important battle. But Albert Einstein directly said, I don't know, sir. Now, obviously, he said, why don't you know? You should have known this. He said, I must have forgotten. But then the sir asked, did you ever try to learn? Did you ever try to learn these dates? Albert said, no. Because, why? Because he said that I think learning dates are not important, because whenever you open any book, you get all the information. So why should we learn these facts? Now the teacher was very angry. He said, then what do you mean? What is your style of education, or what do you think education should be if it is not learning facts and figures? He said, education should not be learning information. It should be about analyzing. Not how many people died in the war, but why the battle was held. Why did one person attack the other? Instead of learning how many soldiers were killed, or when was it held, or where it was held. Okay, so from here we get to gather two very important information. Number one, Albert Einstein was very direct in his conversation with the teacher, or rather I should say he was too much honest, which can be regarded as a little insolence or rudeness. Okay, when a teacher is speaking to a student or asking something, it is expected that the student will answer with a little politeness. But Einstein was so direct, so honest, that it can be regarded a little insolence or rudeness or a little impolite behavior. But one thing we get to see over here, he was very, very honest. He did not lie to the teacher. Okay, number one. Number two, very important thing that we gather in the beginning only, that Albert Einstein's theory of education, it's very important because today, after hundreds of years, we are trying to follow that pattern of education where children are made to analyze, critically understand the things, and not only learn the facts and figures and information. But Einstein wanted to do that time when he was a small boy in school. So he tells very clearly that on page 26 we find this, that I think it's not facts that matters, but ideas, he said. I don't see the point in learning the dates of battles or even which of the armies killed more men. It is I'd be more interested in learning why those soldiers were trying to kill each other. Okay, very important. So question can come, what do you understand about Albert Einstein through the conversation he had with his history teacher? So I have told you what are the two things we gather from here. Okay, the third thing that we come to know after this is that Albert Einstein was not at all happy in the school. Why? Because of this only. In school, or that time in the education system, it was more of rote learning. Facts and figures were made to be learned, which he did not appreciate or enjoy at all. So the teachers also did not somehow recognize his talent or his potential, and there was often very unpleasant experience that he had in the school. Okay, so he was very upset, and the thought that he would have to go back to school the next day was very, very tormenting or frightening or caused anxiety in him. Okay, now the next thing that we get to see is where he stayed. Now at that point of time, Albert Einstein's father was not in a very good financial condition. Okay, so he was made to stay in a slum kind of locality. Okay, he was staying in a house in a poor quarter of the city Munich. Now, it is told over here very clearly that Albert did not mind of the bad food or the discomfort that he had in sleeping or eating or, the house. That was not that he was concerned about. But he did not like the ambience of the place. People were violent because it was slum. The language they used, okay, they were not literate, they were not educated. So the quality of life in which he stayed was something that was not at all congenial for him. He did not like that. Moreover, the landlord and the landlady of the house in which he stayed also indulged in violence. Okay, so he did not enjoy that stay also. So just understand the condition of this poor boy, of the small Albert Einstein. In school, he was not happy because teachers did not understand his potential. He did not like the way of education or the education system that was prevalent, and at home where he was staying, it was so violent that it was not at all suitable for a boy like him. Now, in this situation, we are introduced to his friend called Yuri. Yuri is also another poor boy only, but he stayed in a hostel. So Albert told him that at least you are staying with some boys who are students. Okay, because you are staying in a student hostel, so you are lucky in that way. You don't have to stay in this violent situation. But Yuri said that, no, my friend, the situation is not like that at all. The boys with whom I stay are very, very violent. Why? Because haven't you heard a few days back, two boys fought a duel. I hope you know what is a duel. Duel is one boy or a person challenges the other, and they have to face each other and they have to shoot each other. And in that shooting, the one who is shot first will die and the other would survive. It's basically a very killer challenge or a killer game when one will definitely die, if not both. So he said, don't think they are students or they are very polite or well behaved or well mannered or educated or cultured. Not at all. They are very violent, and few days back one boy shot the other. So Albert was again very shocked that, my God, students are like this. He said, yes. Okay, so we get to see about Yuri over here. Yuri is a good friend of Albert Einstein, and we will get to see more of him. So character of Yuri is very important over here, and I will tell you as we move ahead in the story, we will get to know more about Yuri. Okay, now next we see that Albert has a cousin called Elsa. Now Elsa came to Munich for some work and they met. So Albert expressed his displeasure about the education system to Elsa also, but Elsa, as others, did not or could not understand or appreciate the talent of Albert Einstein. She thought that Albert was not very intelligent. That is the reason he was not able to cope up with school education. So she said that you don't have to do anything, just learn. Okay, just memorize the things. You don't have to understand anything. Just memorize everything and you just have to write those things in the exams. Most of the stupid boys I've seen, they have passed. Why can't you? So, but Albert said that this is the problem. I cannot memorize things if I don't like them, if I don't understand them. So I don't like memorized learning. So this is a conversation we have between Elsa and Albert Einstein. One more thing we get to see when Albert was conversing with Elsa was he was very interested in geology. He would always roam around with a book on geology, and Elsa asks that why are you roaming with that or reading that? It is not in your syllabus. He said, never mind, I love to study science and geology. Okay, so this is one more information we get from here. One more thing which is clearly told over here, apart from books on science, his only comfort was music. And if you know or you don't know, you should know that Albert Einstein played violin very well. So it was a kind of solace for him. It gave him a lot of comfort and mental peace. So in the evening at his home, he would sit and he would play his violin until his landlady would ask him to stop, because everybody doesn't appreciate music. You need to have that kind of understanding and sensibility also. And his landlady, as we have already got to know about her earlier, did not or could not appreciate music because she was not of that mental ability or sensibility. Okay, now again Albert talks to Yuri. He says that, see, if this way I continue, I will have a real nervous breakdown because I am not enjoying over here. So very clearly it is told I must get away from here. Okay, it is absurd that I should go on like this. In the end, it will turn out that I have been wasting my father's money and everyone's time. It will be better for all if I stop now. But the problem is, see, obviously, if he told his father that he did not want to continue with education or in this schooling, like all father, his father would also say, no, you have to complete school education. You have to get that minimum diploma that is awarded in the school, and then you can do whatever you want. One more thing we get to know over here is his father, or rather his family, was staying in Milan in Italy, and he wanted to go to Milan or Italy and get admission in a college and pursue some higher studies on mathematics. But as we can generally understand, until and unless you finish schooling, get the diploma from school, how can you join a college? So that also seemed very strange, like how will he do it until unless he could complete schooling. Moreover, his father also would insist that first he should complete the school diploma, then whatever he wanted to do. So they were discussing, like Albert was discussing with Yuri, that what to do, like they were completely lost. But suddenly an idea came in his mind and his eyes gleamed. Sudden idea came and he was very happy. He said, Yuri, do you know any friendly doctor? Friendly doctor, you can understand, an acquainted doctor, a doctor who is a friend of his, who would be ready to help Albert. Yuri said, now I cannot remember, but I will definitely try to find out, but for what? Albert said that, okay, if somebody, or means somebody in the sense a doctor, gave me a certificate that I am undergoing a nervous breakdown and I need to rest for some time before I continue with my studies, that can help. Like with that certificate of medical certificate that he was unfit or he had a nervous breakdown, he would show the principal of the school and he will be relieved. He can show his father also, and then father would also not force him to continue in the school. So suddenly this idea came. Though initially Yuri was not very confident whether he would be able to find somebody, but after a couple of days, Yuri told Albert that now be happy, I have finally found out a person who would be helpful and who would be giving you such a certificate. Albert asked that is he a neurologist? Neurologist means a doctor of nerves. He said no, he's not a neurologist. On the contrary, he has just passed out last week and you will be your first patient, but he has promised to help you. Okay, so there is some ray of hope for Albert at this point of time. But Yuri warned him that he is very intelligent, so don't try to be smart, don't try to deceive him, don't try to act in front of the doctor that you really have some nervous breakdown, don't try to be extra smart or try to fool him, because he is also very, very intelligent. Now, on the day of that appointment, Albert went to the doctor. The name of the doctor is Dr. Ernest Whale. A very interesting character. I like particularly the character of Ernest Whale because he is really intelligent, though he's also a very young boy because he's a young pass-out doctor. But he could understand the pain and suffering of Albert. He did not say that you are trying to fool everybody, you are trying to deceive your principal or your father, why don't you continue studying? On the contrary, he understood the pain and the suffering and the agony of Albert. Yuri had already briefed him. First of all, Yuri had told him that how Albert was suffering in school. So he already had an idea about Albert. And when he started talking to him, he said, don't worry, I myself was a student just a week back or till a month back. So I understand the trauma or the pressure under which students are. And a very important thing this doctor said, Ernest Whale, that you are trying to get a certificate, that this thought has come in your mind proves that actually you are under some nervous trauma. Otherwise, this kind of thought would never have come to your mind. है ना? समझ में आ रहा है? Like एक स्टूडेंट, एक स्कूल का बच्चा इस हद तक क्यों सोचेगा? तभी वो सोचेगा इतना ज्यादा जब सही में वो बहुत तकलीफ में है. So he said, no, I understand that you are not lying and I understand that you are really experiencing or undergoing deep mental trauma or pressure. That's why you want a certificate. And he gave him a certificate to take rest for 6 months. And he didn't take any fees. He said that if possible, take Yuri out for dinner. And it is told over here, we already know, Albert also did not have extra money. His father was not in a good financial position at that time. Albert also didn't have much money. Yuri was as it is from a poor background. But still, Albert, as a mark of gratitude, as a token of thankfulness, took Yuri out for dinner. Because his work was done, he could finally arrange to get that certificate of nervous breakdown with the help of Yuri. Now, next day, Albert Einstein was very happy. He could finally, escape from that fearful and painful jail-like experience called school for him. So, next day, he went to school with that medical certificate given by Ernest Whale, and he first went to his maths teacher, Mr. Koch, and there we get a different relationship or chemistry between him and the maths teacher, because earlier we saw it was not very pleasant between him and the history teacher, but here it is completely different. The maths teacher had high regards for him. He said that, what do you want me to write in the letter of reference, that you know better than me, and within a few days or a few months you will have the knowledge to teach me. Albert said, no sir, this you are exaggerating. You just write whatever you feel about me. So we get to see a mutual, love, respect, admiration over here. The maths teacher obviously held Einstein with great regard, and Einstein also loved the teacher and loved the subject. Okay, so this can come as a question. What, do you understand about the relationship between Albert Einstein and his mathematics teacher? So you have to say they respected each other. He loved the subject, and his teacher also loved him and held great regard for him and his knowledge for mathematics. Okay, so this was done. Next, he was ready to go to the headmaster with that letter, with that certificate. But before he could go, he was called by the head sir. Okay, so he was a little surprised that why was he calling me, but then he realized he must be his daily scolding, because every day some teacher or the other would complain to the principal, and he would call him and he would scold him or punish him or something like that. So he was not bothered. He waited outside the principal's office. When his turn came, he went inside, and what did the head teacher say to him? He said that, I'm not going to punish you, the head teacher said to Albert's surprise. Your work is terrible and I'm not prepared to have you here any longer. I want you to leave the school at once. Now, this was something that Albert did not expect. So what was happening in one word, if we have to say, Albert Einstein was being expelled from school. He was removed, he was expelled from school, and that was very, very shocking. He thought that he would be punished, but literally they will be expelling him. He did not understand that. He said, you mean that I will be expelled? You can take it that way if you wish, Albert Einstein, said the head sir. And he was not mincing words. He was very clear. He was not vague. He was very clear. He said, yes, that is almost exactly what I want to say. But if you want to leave on your own, then I don't have to expel you or throw you out. So it's better that you go on your own, then I don't have to expel you. Now, a very important line over here, which you have to understand, and the question can come. Albert felt the medical certificate almost burning a hole in his pocket. What does it mean? See, we know that he wanted to leave school, but he himself leaving is something else, and they are expelling him from the school is definitely humiliating, insulting for him, so he didn't want that. Number two, with so much of pain and plan, he got that medical certificate, and that was useless for him. So that medical certificate was lying in his pocket, but he could not use it for any purpose. Okay, so that medical certificate was completely useless. The entire exercise, the endeavor was completely futile. So he was very angry, he was very frustrated, and that it seemed as if that medical certificate was uselessly lying in his pocket and burning a hole in his pocket. Okay, and what else did the head teacher say? He said that you refuse to learn and you are in constant rebellion and no serious work can be done while you are there in class. See, as I told you, he was a little, his ideas of education was definitely far advanced and progressive than that. So whenever he said something opposite, it created a little chaos in the class. Okay, it was a little rebellious, and the other students also would not study in that condition of unrest. So he said that because of you, not only you are not studying, other students are also getting disturbed, the teachers are getting disturbed, and proper learning teaching process is being hindered. So I don't want you to be here in the school. Okay, after that, obviously Albert was very angry. He did not even wish him. He did not close the door. He just walked out of that room and that building, that school, which had only bad experience for him. Okay, so he left Munich and he went to Italy, to Milan, and where definitely he would get an admission in a very good college and pursue his degree in mathematics, because his maths teacher had given a glowing reference letter, a beautiful letter of recommendation for Albert Einstein. Before going, he met Yuri, and Yuri said that you are going to a wonderful country, my friend, I think, and I hope you will definitely be happy there. Okay, so with this good wishes of Yuri, the small extract that we have in our syllabus comes to an end. Now, what do we learn from this chapter, or what are the questions that we can get? As I've already, I have been discussing with you, number one, what idea do you form of Albert when he speaks to his history teacher? I've already discussed this. What, does he, when he talks about his idea of education, what do you understand? This is very important. We understand that his thought process was much ahead of age. He was very progressive. 100 years back, he spoke of something which now we are following. That to help the children to think in a creative manner, in analytical manner, in a creative manner, instead of thinking in a same learning dates and figures and that. No, they should be able to deduce it on their own. This is what he was trying to explain that time. Number two, his relationship with his maths teacher, which I just now explained, and why he disregarded the head sir, because the head sir also, though he was the head of that school, failed to understand his potential. So he definitely did not have any regard or respect towards his head sir. One more thing, as I have told you earlier, he was very honest. And he was so straightforward that it can be or was considered as a little rudeness or impolite behavior. Okay, now these are the questions. Acha, one more thing, yes, important is Yuri. Yuri, a very faithful, loyal friend, he helped Albert to procure that medical certificate. When he saw that Albert was really suffering in the school, he agreed to help him, and he got, that Dr. Ernest Whale, and helped him to get the medical certificate. Though it did not come to any use, that's a different issue, but Yuri helped him a lot. Ernest Whale also, I told you, interesting character, good character. Why? Because number one, he was wise. He understood the pangs of suffering of Albert. He gave him the certificate and it did not take any fee. Okay, he told Yuri to be, taken out for dinner. And so he is a good person, a good boy, I would say, just a young pass out doctor and a wise person as well. Okay, so these are the questions that can come, a simple chapter, and I hope all of you have understood. So those of you who have not subscribed my channel, please do so. This channel will really help you. I will discuss all the chapters, all the questions, and make English simple for you so that you get very good marks in your examinations. Thank you and bye-bye.